G'day, Charlie Wynn here from Watch Coaching. Today, I just want to talk a little bit about a framework that we use in Orchard Coaching when we coach teams. So team-based coaching is coaching of teams like executive teams or leadership teams or agile teams. And it's to ensure that those are working effectively. Now, we do also look at how teams interact with each other and interact with other stakeholders, external from an organization or external from the team itself. But today I want to talk about the 6 conditions of team effectiveness, which is the framework that we use and apply within the organization. So 6 conditions of team effectiveness is a simple-ish structure of how we can ensure that the key building blocks are in place for a high-performing team. And so there are 3 essential elements, and there are 3 enabling elements that we focus on. Now, we can do an assessment of the performance or current state of a team against those six areas, and we can use it as a starting point and understand, well, where do we lean in first? Absolutely something quite easy to do, and can be a huge amount of value for a team that may have been going for a while. So the 6 conditions are, so the 6 essentials. One is a compelling purpose. So what is that purpose that the team has? Why does it exist? What is it trying to achieve? And I have in another video compared a business team to a sporting team. And the compelling purpose of a sporting team is to win the championship or to win the game or just to win the tackle in a rugby context. And that's great. How do you then work together to win that game or to win that championship is a compelling purpose. But what is the purpose of that team in the business? Who are they in service to? The other condition, so that's number 1. Number 2 is, are they a real team? So on a sporting context, that makes easy sense. It's who runs on the field. Of course, there can be more complexities to that in business. Is that person that's spending half the time in one space and half the time in the other space actually in the team or not on the team? Or maybe they're away, they only work 2 days a week. Are they in the team? Are they not on the team? And are they spending that time? So being really clear on who's actually in a team. The next one is, are the right people on the team? So in a sporting context, it's simple. As a rugby team, you need props and you need wingers. Very different skills, very different roles as well within the team. So in a business context, it's very similar. Do we have the makeup of the people, the right people in that team? And do they also have the capacity to, as a team, together to be able to achieve what is needed for that team? So they're the 3 essentials: the right people, a real team, and a compelling purpose. The next 3 of the 6 conditions of team effectiveness are the enablers. So number 1 is the sound structure. So if you think from a sporting context, there's a structure of training consistently and how the training is covering all areas of that, when people need to arrive, selection process, etc. In a business context, what is the cadence of meeting as a team? Do we know what our purpose is? Do we know who's on the team? And the structure around how do we make decisions? What are the frameworks we use to apply to make those decisions? When do we escalate? And how do we look at things? Do we look to the future and then come back to where we're now and then make the plan, or do we just work day to day? So that sound structure. The next part is a supporting context. So as a management team, is the executive team supporting that management team to the level that they need to? Or from an executive team, are they being supported from the owners or from the board? Or maybe there's shareholders, from the shareholders as well. So that's important. Or maybe there's some industry bodies that need to be supporting as well. So it's understanding what is the support and are they supported by the areas of the organisation or external from the organisation that is needed. And the 6th condition of team effectiveness is coaching. Team coaching, to be specific. So team coaching is looking at the team as a whole and understanding how it is, the dynamics. I use the word dynamics of the team. Is it positive or is it not positive, and what's the trajectory of that. So team coaching can be done and is effectively done often by a team leader or the chair of a team, and that can work. But sometimes there is need for external coaches or external coach to be able to then work with a team to understand where some of the challenges are, or maybe why they're not being as effective as they need to be, and providing a bit of a mirror up to the team. And sometimes it's not, the team may not be able to see themselves as a whole as effectively as they need to. And that's where an effective external coach is often very of a lot of use to a team. So that's the 6 conditions of team effectiveness. This is Charlie from Auto Coaching. Thank you.